Hey all, Tom here. Welcome back to another video on the Racing Joker channel. I don't really know what this video is. It might be a vlog, it could be something else. I'm not sure. It's definitely not an episode of Car Topics Explained. Sorry, I still got the swollen tongue thing, so I'm still talking a little funny. But yeah, so we're going to be reading some interesting comments I've gotten over the years from various Skyline JDM fanboy Karens. I've never made a video where Karen has even been a part of the content. Apparently making Karen videos is a good idea. But anyways, because I did a poll and you guys were all like, do it! Do it! We've got 5 different people. This is all related to Skylines, which really, if you've been a part of the community and you know anything about cars and being online, you know that the more popular a car is, the more toxic the fan base can be. So especially with Supra fanboys and Skyline fanboys, it can get very kind of unpleasant, and you just encounter a lot of people that just kind of have no filter or intelligence or really kind of anything going for them. Which brings me to the first person, which is the guy that probably peaked in high school. I'm not going to give you anyone's names. I don't even know how to pronounce this guy's name anyways. I can say his first name, I just won't say his last. It's spelled A-R-I-L-D. Not sure how to pronounce it. I think it's pronounced it doesn't matter. So let's go on to this guy. I almost said it again. I don't want to get demonetized. This isn't meant to be hate speech. Hopefully I'm not being a Karen by doing this. I just thought it would be funny. Maybe I'm not that self-aware. I don't know if this is in bad taste. I just figured I'd share some of the things that I see that maybe you don't see on my videos, unless if you go through all my comments as well, like how I sometimes do. I don't respond to all comments. I'm sorry. YouTube is not my full-time thing. It's more just kind of like a fun hobby. But I've decided to make this into something fun too. So let's start off with this guy. So this was on my second Fast 9 trailer reaction video, and the title was Fast 9 Fake R34 GTR and Space. The main topic of this kind of comment thread, I guess, is that it's about how the R34 in the film, which doesn't even get that much screen time in the movie, let alone in the trailer, is not a real R34 GTR, according to my observations, and it is just an R34 GTT made to look like an R34 GTR. And that's like the second thing I say when I see the car. I go, hey look, an R34. It doesn't look like a real R34 GTR though.
The world has a way of changing.
R34, that didn't look like a real R34 GTR. Bear that in mind. I like to use evidence in my arguments. This person does not, as you will see. So his comment is, bruh, stop doing this, man. You clearly don't know much about cars. I fucking hate that people shit on movies when they don't know shit and says, and it really should be, and say they watch most of the movies, which I do. I've seen The Fast and the Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious, Fast 5. I've seen the 6th one. I think that's Fast 6 or something. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I've seen parts of Furious 7. I know how it ends. And I have seen parts of The Fate of the Furious. And I have not seen Fast 9 yet. I'm kind of waiting for it to be available digitally so that I can kind of enjoy it in my own home, because it doesn't matter when I watch it. So he's already incorrect about that. Some movies I watch more than others. I watch the first one a lot. I watch the 4th one a fair bit. I've watched Too Fast, Too Furious a lot. I don't really rewatch Tokyo Drift so much, but that's still one of my favorites. So yeah, that's his comment. This is probably gonna be a long video, but because this is just the first dude. So I respond, dude, like, who hurt you? I love these movies and I love cars. Why you gotta be so rude? That was terrible. And so that was my original comment. And then I put in an edit and I said, my best guess is you're offended because I didn't recognize Sean because he aged so much. Because a lot of people pointed out that I called Sean Brian. I'm sorry. I just didn't recognize Sean Boswell at all. I'm gonna go on to say, or you don't like my comments about the R34 GTR being fake. Either way, I'm excited to see the movie myself. And so his response is, sure, buddy. Once again, you don't know much about cars. Those lights you called fog lights ain't fog lights. And that is not a GTR, it's a GTT, which is what I said in the video. So you just proved my point. Move along, fanboy.
Move along. Move along.
So this is where the immediate confusion happens. Because technically, we don't disagree as far as I can tell. Though he is acting like the almighty arbiter as to who is an expert in cars and who isn't, because I accidentally called those two white lights on the back of the R34 fog lights. I don't know what those lights are. Are they reverse lights? Who cares? I don't, and I love these cars. I care more about the engine, the more kind of chassis look, the body panels, the exhaust, and the drivetrain. I don't care what all of the individual lights do. I will figure that out at some point. Getting it wrong does not make you not know anything about cars, because it doesn't make all the other information you know disappear. But then again, this guy doesn't think like a reasonable human being, so it's fine. We move along. So my response to that is, my whole point is that it's not a GTR. Did I say it's a GTR? Because I couldn't remember what I said in the video. And then he responds with, my whole point is that you clearly thought it was a GTR when you say it's a fake GTR, and your statement is that car is a fake GTR. It's a GTT, not a fake GTR. Just stop, fanboy. And I'm like, what? Like, did you go to the same mental gymnasium as my ex? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And so I say, I know it's a GTT. It's super obvious it's a GTT, which means we agree. So I don't know what the problem is, because I genuinely was like, what? And so he says, first of all, stop twisting my words. Second, if you knew it was a GTT, you would not have called it a fake GTR. And so that confuses me, by the way. I'm just going to pause. Why would I not call it a fake GTR when it's obviously made to look like a GTR? Like, no sane person, even at Universal, is going to say, let's just have Brian drive a GTT. No, he's always going to drive the GTR. He's never not going to drive a GTR, assuming that's Brian, but we all know it's Brian. Third, it's not super obvious that you think it's a GTT since you said it's a fake GTR. It's like saying a cherry tomato is a fake tomato. So no, we don't agree. Stop digging out of your own mistake. I'm starting to get the picture of how this person's brain works. And so I say, as far as I can tell, it's a GTT made to look like a GTR, which makes it a fake GTR because it's something being made to be something it's not. Kind of like the cars used in Fast 4. I'm not hating, it was just something I felt like pointing out for fun, which is what these movies are about. They're about fun. So his response, a whole wall of text. Yeah, as far as you can tell from your point of view, since you don't know that much about cars. So you just make assumptions about something that you only see in front of you. It's made to be a Skyline GTT, a completely different model made to be affordable sports car from Skyline. He said that like Skyline is a brand, like a manufacturer, but whatever. It laterally says it's a GTT. Nowhere does it say it's a GTT on the car in the film. So it's not a fake GTR. Then I would like to see where it says that it's fake. Where what? I don't know what he's trying to say at this point. So then all of the Skylines Nissan made is fake since this guy's on some good drugs. Since it's something made to be something it's not. Like the V-Spec is fake because it's not the standard version. The R33 is fake because it's not an R32. A cherry tomato is fake since it's not a standard tomato. A cherry tomato is fake since it's not a standard tomato. That's actually a good quote. No, it's not a GTR, it's fake. That is what fanboys say when it's not a GTR. I mean, that's what 12-year-olds say when someone's pretending their GTT is a GTR. And so, like, are they wrong? And I'm pointing out you because you are wrong and need to twist words because you know you are wrong. I don't even know what he's talking about, so how am I supposed to know he's wrong? And since how am I supposed to know I'm wrong? And since you are a YouTuber, you need to have everything right. I'm doing this for fun since these comments are about making people that are so sure and yet so wrong feel like shit because they can't commit that they are wrong. You'll notice I never point out that this person just doesn't know how to use the English language at all. Like, I never am that person, because if I pointed that out, that they would just start spouting, like, Cthulhu nonsense. So let's move on. And so my response is, doesn't the car in the film have GTR badges, a GTR wing, and fenders on it? And wouldn't the filmmakers want us to believe he's driving a GTR? A V-Spec is a GTR with the active LSD, something not present in standard GTRs. The standard has a mechanical diff, and the GTT drivetrain is different from that even still. But that doesn't make the V-Spec fake. Why would I say that? And so he says, this is great. This is just pure obliviousness to reality right here. His response is, first of all, the badges are similar on the GTT to the GTR. So you could see wrong with that poor zoom in your video. Second of all, the wing is too high to be a GTR. This guy apparently doesn't know that people will put bigger GTR wing uprisers on their standard wings, so, like a lot. That is a very common modification, but sure. And second, the bumper is from a GTT. Third, the trunk is from a GTT. I don't know how you're going to be able to tell the trunk's from a GTT. They look almost exactly the same as a GTR. Third, the trunk is from a GTT since the brake light is not on the trunk. What do you... I'll show you some pictures in a second. Fourth, the diffuser is too big to be a GTR. Fifth, the so-called fog lights, as you say, is both white and not white and red, which I pointed out in the video. So let me show you something. If we look at the back of an R34 GTR, this is the back of an M Spectre, the Holy Grail R34 GTR. You'll see a few things that I want you to commit to memory. There's a brake light that he's pointing out in the top middle of the trunk, and under the keyhole that unlocks the trunk is the GTR logo. Okay? Now we're going to look at the back of this lightning yellow 25 GT, also known as the GTT. You'll notice a few things. The brake light in the middle of the trunk is still there, and this car is fully stock. And also for sale by Top Rank in Japan right now. You'll see the two white, I guess they're reverse lights or something. Who cares? And you'll see there's no badge under the key at all, the keyhole at all. So keep that in mind. There's a very clear difference. Now, let's go to a 4K version of the fast trailer I was looking at, and you'll see as we pause the footage and look at the back of the R34 in the movie and zoom in, you'll see there's a badge that looks a lot like a red GTR badge under the keyhole. I find it hard to believe that that is not a GTR badge. That would be very strange if it wasn't, but that's fine. So evidence, I like using evidence. So yeah, the badges are not similar unless if you've, I don't know, used hydrochloric acid as eye drops. So let's move on. My response is you can see the badge in the front grille. You can see the badge under the trunk keyhole. And then I put a link to a picture, and then I say, here is a picture of the car. I think the owner is that Fast Supra, which it is. It also appears to have a multifunction display, which is neat, but yeah, it's a GTT. And so the picture I link is this, and this is a picture on Craig Lieberman's Instagram. Obviously, we all know at this point that Craig Lieberman is a very reputable source of information when it comes to these movies. And that's a picture of the owner in the car there. And I was just showing this good quality picture of the car to show that it has, for example, the Z-Tune hood that you can see, the MFD, and the Z-Tune fender, and obviously the R34 GTR front bumper and side skirts, and the wider fender flares at the back, and you can kind of see the wing in the back as well. So I use that as evidence. And his response to that is, so first, when did a right front fender become a grille? I don't know where we got that from, but he harps on it for the rest of this conversation. Second, the badge on the picture is not clear, so the badge could say it's a GTT. So he's on drugs, or he's an idiot, or both. And so my response is, my bad, I meant you can see the GTR badge in the grille in the trailer. Here's a pic of the car's front from the owner's Instagram, which is a pretty good picture. You can very clearly see the car. It's on that Fast Supra's account. You can see the GTR badge. You can see the hood, the front bumper. It's just a stock GTR front bumper. It's not a Z-Tune front bumper. You can see the splitter. Very, very good. And then his response is, so what? You have a picture of the owner's car. I have a picture of my broken finger. So he's just saying, I don't acknowledge evidence. I don't like to use reasons and facts to make my decisions. The badges are not clear in the video, and it's CGI. So now he's trying to say that Universal would rather spend lots of money on someone CGIing a GTR badge onto a car rather than just spending like $100 on a GTR badge and putting it on a GTT. He's actually trying to argue something that is so financially stupid. So, anyways, my response is, I thought we were saying it's a GTT. I was just saying it's a GTT made to resemble a GTR for the movie. I think that the CGI thing in his caption is a joke, because that's what I thought he was responding to, because in the Instagram post, the owner says something about CGI. If it's a GTR, why change out that light in the back to make them both white? Regardless, that is the car in the film, so we know the following. Number one, it has Z-Tune fenders and front end. I was actually wrong about that. It's actually just a normal GTR front bumper. 2, a GTR badge is in the grille. 3, a badge under the keyhole of the trunk. 4, an MFD, maybe as seen from the outside. Obviously, I can't confirm that. 5, it has 2 white rear lights. And so his response is, because he just, I don't know. He says, okay, I'ma end this. To be clear, I said it was a GTT, not you. Even though I said that in the video. Pfft. You did not say it was a GTT before I said it. I did it first. I did not read the caption. I don't think he can read. At least not critically. You assumed it was a GTR since you saw something in a trailer and not the film, and I'm a hard-triggered fanboy of the Skyline since it's not to your liking. Now he's just making stuff up. You assumed it was a joke with CGI because of the caption, not me. You thought the lights are fog lights. You said a grille was a fender. See the movie before you do a video and assume everything and be so sure and right about everything. You have not seen all the movies. You can read the brochure. Good for you. That's not how you spell brochure. Is this person 8 years old? Why do you need to judge people based on the choices they make on the car and always be right because it is not to your liking? I've said several times before this, I have no problem with GTT to GTR conversions. You are a YouTuber that needs to be right all the time, then my mission is to make you feel bad. This guy just wants to ruin my day. That's all he wants to do. He doesn't need a good reason for it, he just wants to be a jerk. Then my mission is to make you feel bad because people don't like it when someone talk about things they don't know and can't understand, like this person being able to use English properly, though I don't really care. If you are so good with knowing what to film and not, why don't you make a movie? Where have I said I'm a superior filmmaker? I have never said that ever. I'm a YouTuber that plays video games. I do not have the know-how or the credibility or the resources. And then see what it is like to understand how annoying it is to have someone saying they know shit when they clearly don't. So I just kind of, at this point, I know I'm going to use this in a YouTube video most likely, so I'm just having fun. You've made a lot of assumptions about my character. I said it was a GTR in the video. I never thought it was a GTR. Regardless of whether the lights are fog lights or not, getting that wrong doesn't mean you can be an elitist and say someone knows nothing about cars. Why are you an authority on this? You can't even spell correctly. I never called a fender a grill. Click the read more button, because he clearly didn't. I don't care what people do with their cars. I think GTR conversions are cool, and I want to do one myself. This is true. I don't have an opinion on the movie yet because I haven't seen it. Obviously. My own initial reaction was that when I saw the 2 rear lights were white, I theorized that it was an ER34 playing the part of a B&R34. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I just wanted to point it out to provide commentary, because I'm a YouTuber, and I'm not just going to re-upload a trailer with no commentary. And then so his response is, man, you need to stop lying to yourself. You claim that you were wrong about saying the fender was a grill, and you said, why would people change the rear bumper light, and why do people try to make something that is not supposed to be something it's not? I don't know what that means. So you do care what people do to their cars. Like I said, I'm here to make your day shit because people hate YouTubers that can't handle the truth about not having right all the time. I think his IQ is dropping the more he tries to form sentences. You're here to make my day shit because you claim I made a mistake. And so I don't mind when people call out my mistakes. In case you guys forgot, in an episode of Car Topics Explained, I called a Honda S2000 a Honda Civic S2000, so I deleted the video and re-uploaded it with it corrected. But then I still didn't realize that I said the Honda S2000 weighs 3,800 pounds, which is obviously not correct. Which I just think is funny. And when people comment about it, I just go, yep, I just didn't proofread my script. Sorry. Hopefully the rest of the video is good. So yeah, you're here to make my day shit because you claim I made a mistake. If I made a mistake, just tell me and just don't be a jerk. You know, your opinion only has value if you're a good person. Otherwise, your opinion has no value to me. Because opinions are just, yeah. Sounds like elitist and toxic behavior to me. I never called a fender a grill. Scroll up and click the read more on that comment. I was referring to the trailer when I said grill. The second thing I said when I saw the R34 was that it doesn't look like a real R34 GTR. And like I said, GTR conversions are cool. And I obviously can admit I'm wrong because I accidentally called Sean Bryan. And so his response is, so now you say conversion kits. I have never once used the word kit, but okay. Not what you clearly meant in the video, because his message is so clear and not confusing at all. This is so funny, changing your statement as I write something that you did not like. I am an elitist and toxic. Never claimed to be both of them. Your words, buddy. Does he think I'm trying to say that he's proclaiming himself an elitist and someone that's toxic? Because I know I said that. I know I called him out. He doesn't... Okay. Yeah, I claimed you made a mistake and goes on to be sure and goes on to be so sure and not claiming you were wrong. This guy's speaking skills. And said you never did. And sent me a link to a car and said it's a badge on the grill when the badge is on the fender. It was a mistake. And I owned up to it in the picture, and you did not say in the trailer. And saying you meant in the trailer. OMG, this is so funny. The truth hurts. And then I said, sorry, I meant the trailer in the next comment, demonstrating my ability to make mistakes and admit them. The picture was supposed to show the fenders and a couple other things. I never said I was against GTR conversions. Why would I be? What I said in the video is that the car on screen doesn't look like a GTR. And yes, I did make a comment about how I don't understand making the red rear light white on a GTR is a thing that people would want to do, but to each their own. So where's the problem? I'm saying it looks like a GTT with some GTR parts. Do I dislike that? No. Is that what you disagree with? Because I've lost track of why you have a problem with me. The problem with you is that you are so sure about yours. It's not the problem with me. It's a problem he has with me, but he doesn't get that. The problem with you is that you are so sure about yourself, then someone points out your mistake. You claim you are right and then claim you are wrong, then twist your words to look like you are right. Notice this guy is giving me no evidence or sources of whatever information he's trying to peddle here. Then you admit once again you are wrong, but when someone says more, you are suddenly right again. You say straight up lying to yourself. I don't think I even saved that whole comment. Oh well. So this was the next day. That comment was the next day. And so I'm like, just forget the rest of that. It doesn't matter. So I say, ooh, you have more. Okay, sure. I'll respond one last time. And he hasn't responded since. You started this exchange swearing and saying you hate people like me, which is rude. Obviously, you see yourself as the arbiter as to who gets to be called someone who knows stuff about cars. This is rather elitist or supremacist or whatever you want to call it. No one likes an elitist, unless if you are one. Your whole reason for doing this is to make my day shit. Your words, not mine, though probably with better grammar. Rather toxic when compared to a reasonable human being. Number 4, you think all YouTubers are like this. People who make generalizations like this have a skewed perception of reality. If you want to continue, we can, because at first I was just trying to come to an understanding, but since you aren't interested, I figured I'd just see how much material I could get out of you. And he hasn't responded since then, I don't think. Let me check. Show more replies. I don't think he's responded. I think the last response is mine. Yep. He gave up. I don't know. But yeah, that's Harold. Guys, don't be an Harold. We might take his name in vain, though, on this channel. Let's just make that a meme. Like, in a video game, if I crash or mess up, I'm gonna be like, dang you, Harold, or whatever. Let's just make his name synonymous with terrible things.